A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for joining us on the UBC Lunchtime News this 23rd day of April 2022. With me, Wadulo Mark. Arnold, thank you for joining us. We're also streaming live on YouTube, so do care to not be limited by the place you're in and access us via your mobile device. To start off, the first Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for East African Affairs, Rebecca Kadaga, has updated Parliament on the projected benefits regarding the Democratic Republic of Congo's entry into the East African community. Kadaga projects an expanded market benefiting the EAC member states and a boost into the infrastructural services. Kadaga also reveals that the modalities to have Uganda embrace French and Swahili as national languages are already considered among the top priorities. And on 8th April 22nd, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni joined the rest of the EAC partner states in Tanzania to witness the final ceremony welcoming DRC into the East African community. That's a preamble for this talk.
Your stand you made against homosexuals, my friend, homosexuals, was very endearing to the church. I can tell you, if I was to share with you how many messages I was given to deliver to you for your stand when you were speaker at that time. There were really many. I'm sorry sometimes I didn't have a chance to deliver them, but I want you to know people appreciated your stand. They did. But not only that, your stand on environment, your stand on climate change issues. These are issues of enduring challenges to mankind, and your position, yes. On top of that, of course, I think the women, Today, I think the women of Uganda must be proud. Vice President, a woman. The Prime Minister, a woman. The Minister for East African Communities, a woman. You can't. That is the result of your advocacy. You must be credited. Yes, you must be credited. Your advocacy for the standing.
We do apologize for that mishap. We'll be giving you that story eventually. Now, the commander of UPDF Land Forces, also the first son, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has challenged Ugandans to defend their country at all costs and secure a bright future ahead of them. He was flagging off hundreds of his supporters who gathered this morning at Kololo ceremonial grounds to participate in his birthday marathon. Robert Onyango has a report.
In Ishaka Town, Busheni District, the General Muhoozi at 48th pre-birthday event is being organized at Kizinda grounds. The local musicians and entertainers are already warming up the revelers at the ground with the performances. Food is also being prepared in an open kitchen in Kizinda grounds for people expected to come for the celebrations later in the evening.
We prepared a meal for you. We have at least a meal for 10,000 people. 10,000 people can have a meal. This is what we call Nyikundire. It is the people organized event. People organize the meals. So the meals are for people have organized them, people have contributed them. There is no single government shilling here.
Other parties, according to Balam, will run concurrently in Karamoja, Arua, Gulu, Katuna, Mbarara before the D-Day on Sunday, 24th.
Today is the biggest day of the year. It's the party Kasiki of the century. We shall not have any other Kasiki like this one. So it's General Muhoozi's birthday. We started with this Kasiki. We shall have another one tomorrow in Kampala and in Mbarara. We are having another one running today in Karamoja, Moroto, Amdat, Omoro, and the Lira, and then Arua. Our supporters all over the country and even at Katuna. Girls have crossed from Katuna. Buses are throwing in now. They are all coming to party in Ushenyi and in Kampala. So I call upon everyone to come.
The event is being sponsored by Igara East Member of Parliament, Mawanda, businessman Basaja Balaba, and event organizer Balam.
I think our friend is being elected now as time goes by. Looking at what he is doing for this country, I think people are taking interest in him, which is not bad. I think this is the spirit we should also learn and appreciate as Ugandans. When somebody does well, people should celebrate with him. So I think it is not unique, but Ugandans and citizens are appreciating the works and activities that he is doing for this nation.
In Ishaka, several artists from Kampala are expected to perform as a way of lighting up the General Muhoozi at 48, which also will be broadcast live on major televisions. The General Muhoozi at 48 will be crowned on Sunday at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. Philip Aguta, UBC News in Ishaka.
Now, Mwai Kibaki, Kenya's third president who has died at the age of 90, will be remembered for ending the struggle of the former ruling party. Trained as an economist, Kibaki ushered in a revolution when he first came into power.
As we mourn the passing of
When he first came into power in 2002 as the first head of a grand coalition of opposition parties. His presidency signaled the end of nearly 4 decades of domination by the Kenyan African National Union, of which he was the part for some 30 years. Kibaki made moves to liberate the economy, spurring rapid economic growth in his first term of power. A new sense of pride and belonging consumed the nation, and industrious Kenyans launched businesses across the country as improved infrastructure opened up new markets. Kibaki also introduced free primary school education, transforming the lives of an estimated 1 million children who would not have otherwise gone to school.
an avid golfer and an earnest friend to many. To them we say that while Emilio Mwai Kibaki is no longer with us in body, his spirit, legacy, values, and ideals live on in each one of us and in the limitless ways that he made Kenya immeasurable.
Let's take a short commercial break and be back right after that.
Need to send money to a loved one but you don't have enough on your phone? Have you run out of fuel but you don't have enough money? Do you want to pay for your car or water but have insufficient funds? Or do you want to shop but you don't have enough money? Don't worry, get away with MTN Momo Advance. Momo Advance tops up your Momo to complete your transactions. Dial star 165 star 5 star 3 hash to apply. MTN Momo Advance is always available when you need it.
A World Cup in the desert? The first one in the Middle East. The first to be held at the end of the year? That's crazy. Get ready for spectacular moves, high-flying saves, unbelievable goals. Out of this world celebration.
Would you believe it? What a moment here!
All 64 matches live. That's over 5,000 action-packed minutes of the FIFA 2022 World Cup Qatar. Now that's crazy. Catch all the action only on SuperSport, your world of champions. On Go TV. Love it.
COVID-19 is still here with us. As Professor Maggie Chigozi states, the time is now for all of us to get vaccinated.
When we have one person who's not vaccinated, it affects everybody around them, most especially the ones close to you. Keep your family safe. Anyone right now who's over 18 should go and get vaccinated.
Because of the new COVID-19 circulating variants like Omicron, it is very important for all of us to be fully vaccinated with 2 doses of the same vaccine type. It's only those getting Johnson & Johnson who receive only a single dose to be fully protected.
Even after vaccination, continue to adhere to all SOPs by wearing a mask properly, covering your mouth and nose, washing your hands regularly with soap and clean water or using an alcohol-based sanitizer, maintaining physical distance of at least 2 meters from others and avoiding crowds. Echa COVID-19, chija kugwa. This message is from the Ministry of Health with support from UNICEF and partners.
Get connected today with the My Airtel 4G smartphone and enjoy free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 Uganda shillings. That's free 2 GB for the first month and free 1 GB for the next 11 months at only 250,000 Uganda shillings with free data for 1 whole year worth 86,500 shillings, making the effective price of the 4G phone 163,500 shillings only. Airtel, the smartphone network.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field could not be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News. We now take you to more news. We take you to West. Continuous flooding of Katwe's Salt Lake in Kasese district has worried salt miners, citing loss in future if the rains do not stop. Katwe Salt Lake is one of the areas where many people have been getting a living through various activities for many years. Let's take a look at these details.
According to the mayor Katwe Kabatoro Town Council, John Bosco Kananura, the continuous rains in the area has caused the flooding in the salt ponds, which makes it difficult to extract salt from the lake.
There has been a lot of rain where it's not expected. There has been weather vagaries. So as a result, I can say about 70% of the salt pans have been destroyed by those heavy rains.
Kagongo Nicholas, one of the salt miners at Katwe Salt, says the women are most affected since over 60% of the workers at the lake are women dealing in salt extraction.
Out of 5,000 people, 60% are women and 40% are men. So it means that this lake is creating direct jobs to women, because when it is a peak season of harvesting salt, this labor comes from all corners of the country. They just come here for seasonal jobs, and every day they are able to harvest something to put in their pocket.
He says the environmental changes have also affected the reduction of streams on the shores of the lake, and this has also caused the reduction in salt production.
Most of the environment, the trees around the lake have been cut down to create pegs on these salt pans. And also people are creating salt pans extending the main lake, and which is also a very big environmental challenge, because the lake, which has been 2.5 square kilometers, is now reducing up to 1.5, and which is a very big environmental challenge. If the lake is not there, then we shall not get salt.
Akim Bahati, one of the youth leaders at Katwe Salt Lake, also noted that heavy rains have affected their activities, since most of them use bank loans, and now paying back these loans during rainy season has become a challenge. Akim appealed to government to intervene and offer support to communities before the situation gets out of hand.
Njire kulia kaloni mu banka nkahi hato bukwika nkobwire nkabunu banka ensiba etware byange habukuba nimata cyena kufunira income neba yamara ku banke ntaina ankuya kasente. So government etongeza kasente kemyoga, etongeze kutuplaningira nito tufeho nito tubeho nkabanya Uganda nkabanya Katwe.
Moses Muthabali compiled this report for UBC News.
The Minister for Local Government, Raphael Majezi, has officially handed over motorcycles to LC3 chairpersons in Acholi, West Nile and Lango sub-regions. Majezi asked the beneficiaries to use the motorcycles for service delivery to the people that they represent. We have more details on this report. Now, as earlier notified, we promised to bring you a story where the Commander, UPDF Land Forces, also First Son, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, has challenged Ugandans to defend their country at all costs to ensure a bright future ahead of them. He was flagging off hundreds of his supporters who gathered this morning at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds to participate in his birthday marathon, as Robert Onyango reports.
Supporters of Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba from all walks of life have converged this morning at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala to take part in his birthday marathon. Among the attendants was family members led by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's brother, Michael Kaguta, also known as Toyota.
We are here to celebrate the birthday for General Muhoozi Kainerugaba. All of these people, they have come celebrate with him his day. And of course, you can see the numbers are not many because of COVID rules. They allowed the few, but big number is down in the cricket oval. So from here, we shall go down to cricket oval. But we call all public to come and join us in celebrating General's birthday. And I know him; he's a good guy, and he has been very nice to Uganda. He has sacrificed for Uganda.
They all had different reasons to participate in this birthday marathon of the highly placed general.
I'm athletic. Today I'm very happy because we are celebrating Moses' birthday.
For me, I would like this general of us
to lead us.
There is one God sent
We
child that was born
young generation, because live about those what. But this man, I've been seeing him, I've been hearing him. He's a good man.
At Kolero ceremonial grounds, Lieutenant General Muhoozi Kainerugaba was received by Generals Doni Nabasa, Leopold Chanda, among others. Donned in his full army attire, Lieutenant General Muhoozi was equally happy about the arrangements.
MK48 birthday is all over the country. The country is on fire because of MK48 birthday. Last night, Busheni was on fire. There are other places in Uganda where people are going to be celebrating. After this, make sure you go home, you clean up, and we meet in Lugogo this evening. We meet in Lugogo for some more fun there. I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank all the people of Uganda for the tremendous support.
The message from the birthday boy was loud and clear.
This is not about MK, it is about all of you. It is about your country. It is about your country. If you do not defend your country, if you don't look after your country, no one will. So thank you so much for the support. We feel honored as UPDF for all this support, because ours is a people's army, and we will always work very closely with the people. So this is just a symbol of the tremendous support that UPDF has in the population. I want to thank my fellow generals, Major General Leopold Chanda, the Chief of Joint Staff, Major General Virunji, Chief of Military Intelligence, Major General Don Navasa. He's in charge of all the red tops you see. This is military police. Brigadier Namanya is in Brigadier Damwira. Very big man in police. Command all the police that you're seeing. Once again, of course, Colonel General.
He was honored by a peace award by the Patriots of Uganda Association members.
This is a peace award. I'm going to read what is on. General, we are a group of patriots. We are registered in groups of 30-30s. We are 100,000 countrywide and growing. This has been given to you by all our members in recognition of promoting unity, peace, and development for all, and especially for reuniting us with our brothers in Rwanda. Clap for him as we hand him this well-deserved award.
The marathon is part of the activities making the day's news as thousands gather at Lugogo grounds and in other places to celebrate Lieutenant General Muhoozi's 48th birthday. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Even with my grandson, a doctor at my side, I struggled to get the help I needed. But he saw something that day. He began to work day and night. He wouldn't quit, even when people said no. He wouldn't stop fighting. He knew something had to change, and his vision was bigger than anyone could imagine. He made it possible to receive quality medical services anywhere in Uganda by simply using a phone.
This is a story of a regular Ugandan just like you, who harnessed the power of technology to provide a solution for us. How about you tell us your story? UG needs more of you. To share your story, Visit airtel.co.ug/UG needs more of you or call or SMS 162. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News. We now take you to the world of business. Now, the Federation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises wants government to squash the recently signed agreement between the government of Uganda and Vinci Coffee Company. The Federation Executive Director John Walugembe is faulting the agreement that will distort the market of coffee. These are the details.
The coffee trade agreement signed between the government of Uganda and Vinci Uganda Coffee Company Limited continued to raise questions on personalities who committed government to the alleged disastrous agreement and the stakeholders in the coffee sector claiming the spirit of the signed agreement was not in good faith. The Federation of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises believes this agreement is targeting to eliminate smallholder farmers from the coffee business.
This excuse is used by corrupt and dishonest officials who want to benefit from the sweat of hardworking small businesses. Uganda is a leading exporter of coffee, not because of big investors, because of local SMEs and farmers who are investing their hard-earned money and are working hard to ensure that they hit those volumes. No country has been developed by investors. Now look at the deal that has been offered to this investor. What do they bring?
These want the government to reconsider and instead build capacity of the smallholder farmers. Coffee growing in Uganda is steadily recovering, and stakeholders are optimistic of the free enterprise market without monopoly of the fuel.
So whether it's squashed or not, it is discredited in the court of public opinion. There's no need to get a special deal. The deal even includes water that government should do. Government commits to ensure that water is supplied consistently. This is market distorting. Let the investors themselves make their choice. That's not government's work to do, to start standing behind particular investments. Government's work should simply ensure that every Ugandan who wants to deal in coffee, wants to add value, wants to export, gets that opportunity and meet certain standards.
The Federation is also concerned about the discretionary incentives attached to the agreement with a foreign investor in this coffee trade deal.
This person has brought nothing. Government has given the land, government has committed to invest, government has committed to subsidize electricity, to subsidize water, and has said if a future liability comes about, government will take care of that. Any SME with this deal would thrive.
The Uganda Vinci Coffee Company Limited signed an agreement of $80 million expected investment, and this will give it a leeway to monopolize the exportation of Ugandan coffee. This comes after days of Uganda withdrawal from the International Coffee Organization, and Vinci Company Limited is expected to play middleman role in Uganda's coffee business. Abdul Nasser Luwama, UBC Business.
And that's all we had time for. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Lunchtime News. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold. Stay tuned for more news in our subsequent bulletins.
I'm feeling